Saffiyah Joof, a young poet and activist who does her activism through poetry, a craft she uses to send messages across the country, launched a book entitled Under the Spell of Poetry. This ceremony took place at the Sadauda Kairaba Jawara Conference Center on Saturday. Speaking at the launch, Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports, Bakari Waibaji, calls on the youth to start developing the attitude of reading, which he believes will build a lot in them.
Good that we develop that attitude of reading, because it is all the great men, all the great women out there, if you ask them, you read their biography, you will come to know that they have spent a lot of time reading and building up their intellectual capabilities, and that was helping. Even leaders, that will help them to be good leaders. If you're a leader, you can graduate from the best of the universities, or probably you didn't even go to university. But spending time reading makes you better. And that is where I'm going to conclude by encouraging all of us to adopt that attitude of reading and reading diverse information as much as possible.
Honorable Sidia Jata, guest speaker, challenged writers to be in tune with nature and society.
We want people like her to come to the fore and take the pen to create and recreate. Writing is a creation, but is also a recreation. You recreate yourself when you write. I don't mean books that are meant for the grave, but I meant books that are meant for consumption. When you read, when you write them, you are recreating yourself. Let me explain myself. Recreating yourself is leaving behind after you had gone something that still speaks, something that still serves humanity in your absence. You have recreated yourself and you have left yourself in the world. Some say stamping the world with your own mark.
He emphasized the need to write in local languages and urges local writers to do in so promoting their culture and society by writing their poems in their own language.
Let us also bear in mind that we must always think of something which is fundamental to us as human beings. And that is, yes, we write in English, but English is not our language. We are doing that to the detriment of our own languages. Imagine if all these books are written in Wolof, in Mandinka, how enriching that is going to be to our culture. You see, we are depriving our cultures the richness that they deserve by speaking, by writing them. I am one of those people in the world today, in this country, and I have been doing it since 1975. And I will continue to do that. I've told one journalist that if any journalist wants to interview me now, bear one thing in mind: I'll speak in Gambian languages, because I want the Gambian people to hear me.
Esa Bukar C, in his review of the book, had this to say.
Go into the book and read one poem that I chose. There is a reason why I chose it, and read another one for us to know what this book is about. But I told the author yesterday when I met her, I will tease her though, you know, the great-great-great-granddaughter of Bursin Kumandofe now writing poems, that's something else. Okay? Now here is one of the poems he wrote, even the source of my pen. So I condemn the trends our football team player chanted. So I vent, I document, I write it out while on the oath. There is no God but Allah. Alhamdulillah. Muhammad is the prophet of God, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It gives me torment, hard pain. Here I cast the spell. And what someone want to sell that we Muslims can't buy. Our secret is Allah, our bread is Allah. And here I glorify that He is the only one worthy of worship, and I will extend to say to save us fame without being, it's a dead brain. Thank you, Saffiyah.
Modu Sabali tasked the Ministry of Youth and Sport to launch and implement a reading campaign.
Young people of this country to read. And I am tasking you this Honorable Bakari Baji, to launch and implement a reading campaign for the young people of this country. They are distracted with Twitter, with Instagram, with God knows what, Snapchat, but on a serious note, we need a reading campaign. Honorable Sidinjai, I think you will sponsor a motion to that effect. And hopefully we'll not just be reading in English and French and Arabic.
He adds that Saffiyah Joof's book will be a priceless addition to libraries in the Gambia.
Forward, like I said, the anthology right here that we are about to launch will be a priceless addition, inshallah, to our libraries and a bright star in the galaxy of Gambian poetry.
Nene Freda Gomez talks about the importance of talents in all walks of lives.
Talent in the head is not owned by anybody, and to pull it out does not require anybody to pull it out. Right now we are here pledging because she created, and we are here to help and support. If you don't create, you will not get the help. Get out there and create. If you are even going to cut from the tree to sell chewing stick, shape it in a way that you own it, and it's a Nene brand, it's your own chewing stick, that anybody that wants a chewing stick will think about that chewing stick that Nene created, that Nene sells, and everybody will be yearning for it. You own it, and nobody is going to take it from you. It is possible. It is really, really possible. What we saw here happen in this room shows that it is possible. We can do it in the Gambia, for the Gambia, by Gambians. We can do it.
In her vote of thanks, Saffiyah Joof tells her story.
I will just give a little flashback towards my story. How the spell started spreading within my genes. That today Gambians will have a copy of my genetics into every household, because this is my time. This was a little girl who was a dreamer from an underprivileged family whose mother was a market vendor, but never learned to teach her children the journey of life and what it means to lead. I arose from that succulent plant of the earth to tell you that no condition is permanent. The life of an evergreen palm tree, which I soldiered and never feared to face the battles.
Among others, the Deputy Speaker of Gambia's National Assembly, Honorable Sidinjai, and other politicians attended the event. Saffiyah Joof is a 26-year-old Gambian who does poetry to represent the voice of the voiceless and issues happening around her. She attended Deeper Life Primary and Upper Basic School and Gambia Senior Secondary School. Upon completion of her secondary education, she enrolled at the American International University, where she is currently studying computer science. Reporting for Kerr, Fatou, I am Ramatoulaye Jawo.